A tire that costs $86 and a tire that costs $220 can come off the exact same assembly line, made by the exact same company, on the exact same day. The only difference is which name gets stamped on the sidewall. Here are 6 tires sitting on Walmart shelves right now that most people walk straight past, and why that's a mistake. Number 1. The Douglas All Season. You'll find it priced somewhere between $56 and $116 depending on your size, usually sitting a few feet away from a Goodyear Assurance running $164 to $240 for the same fitment. Douglas isn't some no-name import. It's built by Goodyear itself, under a trademark Goodyear registered specifically for Walmart shelves. The Assurance gets a soybean oil tread compound designed to stay flexible in cold weather and carries a 60,000-mile warranty. Douglas is rated for 45,000. That's a real gap, roughly 15,000 miles. But it's not a gap between safe and unsafe. It's a gap between a tire that lasts a little longer and one that costs less than half as much. If you want proof, check the sidewall. Every tire carries a DOT code, and the first 2 letters tell you which plant built it. That information is public. You don't have to take a salesman's word for anything. Number 2. The Kelly Edge. Kelly Springfield has been making tires in Springfield, Ohio since 1894, making it the oldest tire brand still operating in the United States. Goodyear bought Kelly outright in 1935 and has run it as a budget label for 90 years. The Kelly Edge Touring carries a 65,000-mile warranty in some sizes, longer than Douglas, and getting close to what Goodyear's own flagship line offers. Here's the part that should stop you. Goodyear's own marketing materials describe Kelly as delivering about 80% of a premium tire's performance for around 30% less money. That's not a guess from some outside reviewer. That's the parent company describing its own cheaper product, built on the same testing floor, using the same rubber compounds, with a lower price tag, and, according to dealer surveys, a better profit margin for the shop selling it to you. If nobody's told you that the company selling you the $220 tire is often the same company selling you the $80 one, that's exactly why this channel exists. No sponsors, no dealership relationships. If that's useful to you, consider subscribing. Number 3. The General Altimax RT43. General sounds like a scrappy American budget brand with no real engineering behind it, and that reputation is outdated. Continental, the German manufacturer known for some of the most respected tire engineering in the world, bought General outright in 1987 and still runs a dedicated radial plant in Mount Vernon, Illinois. The Altimax uses General's own siping technology for wet and light snow traction, along with a tread design meant to reduce uneven wear over the tire's life. It carries a treadwear warranty up to 75,000 miles depending on the speed rating. Continental's own flagship touring tire, the True Contact Tour, runs a low rolling resistance construction and comes with an 80,000-mile warranty, a real step up if you're logging serious highway miles. But both tires get built under the same corporate roof, by the same company deciding exactly where to draw the line between its cheap tire and its expensive one. Number 4. Cooper. In June 2021, Goodyear closed a $2.5 billion acquisition of Cooper Tire, absorbing one of the oldest independent tire manufacturers in the country into its own portfolio. Cooper wasn't a struggling company that needed rescuing. At the time of the deal, it was the 5th largest tire maker in North America by revenue, running 10 manufacturing facilities worldwide, with a strong reputation in the light truck and SUV segment, which covers a huge share of what families actually drive. Goodyear didn't pay billions in cash and stock for a brand it thought was junk. It paid that much because Cooper's factories, its engineering, and its name were worth owning outright instead of competing against. This is a good moment to mention the one number that actually matters on any tire, cheap or expensive. Every tire sold in the US is required by federal law to carry a UTQG rating molded into the sidewall, a treadwear number, a traction grade from AA down to C, and a temperature grade. That's a Department of Transportation requirement, not a brand's opinion of its own product, and you can read it in a parking lot before you spend $1. One caveat worth knowing. Treadwear numbers are most reliable when comparing tires from the same manufacturer, since each company grades its own tires, and some grade more generously than others. A 700 from Goodyear and a 700 from an unrelated company aren't a perfect match. A 700 Douglas, next to a 700 Assurance, both graded by the same company, is a fair comparison. Number 5. Mastercraft. which joined the Goodyear family in that same Cooper acquisition. Mastercraft doesn't try to look premium. It leans into daily driver, family hauling touring tires, which happens to match exactly what most people shopping a Walmart tire wall are looking for. Independent dealer surveys have shown Mastercraft with market presence on par with Kelly, meaning the people who sell tires for a living treat it as legitimate everyday inventory, not bottom-shelf filler. It's a plain, unglamorous tire built by a company with real manufacturing behind it, priced like nobody's trying to impress you. Number 6, and this is the one that surprises people most, the Riken Raptor. It runs somewhere between $70 and $95 depending on size, and almost nobody recognizes the name. There's a reason for that. Riken has been owned by Michelin since 1992. Michelin is the single name in this entire industry that functions as shorthand for premium, the brand people specifically pay extra for because the name alone is supposed to mean something. Michelin's own flagship touring tire, the Defender T+H, uses the company's Max Touch construction for even contact with the road, and a zigzag siping pattern for wet and light snow grip. It carries an 800 treadwear grade, an 80,000-mile warranty, and runs $146 to $231 depending on size. Michelin uses Riken to reach budget-conscious buyers without putting its own name on a cheaper product, while still holding the tire to the same manufacturing standards its flagship line has to meet. The most trusted name in this industry and the least recognized name in this industry can come out of the exact same factory system. Let's put real numbers on this. A Douglas at roughly $86 average against an Assurance Weather Ready at roughly $202 average works out to about $116 saved per tire, more than $460 across a full set of 4. A Riken at roughly $82 average against a Defender T+H at roughly $188 average saves about $106 per tire, over $420 across a set. That's nearly $900 in 2 categories alone, without touching a tire that skips the federal safety floor every tire in this country is required to meet. Run similar math on Kelly's roughly 30% discount off the Assurance line, or on Cooper and Mastercraft pricing against their Goodyear badged counterparts, and a household replacing tires on 2 vehicles in a year could be looking at over $1,000 back in their pocket. 3 things actually separate a budget tire from a premium one, and none of them are hidden. First, treadwear mileage. Douglas sits at 45,000, Kelly Edge Touring goes up to 65,000, and the Assurance and Defender both push past 60,000 toward 80,000. If you keep your car a long time, that difference adds up in real dollars per mile. Second, severe weather certification, specifically the 3-peak mountain snowflake symbol, which most of these budget lines don't carry. If you're driving through real mountain snow every winter, that's a legitimate reason to spend more, not a scare tactic from a salesman. Third, speed rating and load index, numbers that are matched to your specific vehicle's weight and top speed. Ignoring that rating is the one mistake on this entire list that actually matters, regardless of which brand name is on the tire. So here's how to use all of this. If you're driving a paid-off commuter car on normal mileage in a mild climate, Douglas or Kelly covers you completely, and you're not gambling with safety, you're just skipping a markup you were never required to pay. If you're hauling a family in an SUV or light truck, Cooper or Mastercraft was built for that load, backed by a company that put $2.5 billion behind the acquisition. If you're logging heavy highway miles and plan to keep the car past 60,000 miles, the higher treadwear number on a premium tire is genuinely worth the extra money over the life of the tread. And if you're driving through real winter conditions every year, look specifically for the 3-peak snowflake symbol, regardless of price or brand, because that's the one thing these budget lines were never built to include. A few mistakes to avoid. Don't compare treadwear numbers across different brands like they're standardized. They're not. Don't assume a treadwear warranty is a safety rating. It's strictly a wear guarantee and has nothing to do with wet grip or stopping distance. Don't skip the speed rating and load index just because you found a price you like. That's the one genuine safety issue on this whole list. And don't let words like premium or economy on a shop sales sheet replace the 10 seconds it takes to read the actual federal grading stamped into the tire in front of you. Next time you're standing in that aisle, bend down and read the sidewall. Check the treadwear, traction, and temperature grades. Figure out who actually owns the name on the label, because now you know how to do that yourself. Which one of these 6 have you actually run on your own car? And how many miles did you get out of it? Let me know in the comments. and subscribe if you want more of these ownership breakdowns before your next trip to the tire shop.